Okay, so I'm just gonna get into this because I don't know where to start. Do I think Whiskey is a pedophile? I'm gonna speak plainly and just start off by saying no. If you think this is gonna be an allegory of me claiming such things, it's not. It's an unbiased critique of the video that Arrowverse made claiming this and the validity of it. And I'm not going to say that it's completely invalid because there are some things about it that are kind of weird. I can't lie. Firstly, he's 18 and she's 12. I know there's a diverse opinion on that matter. I am kind of on the side of usually that is pretty weird. I think that there's nothing really weird going on here. I've spoken to the girl in question. She says that he's never made any advances toward her that have made her uncomfortable, and he's never said anything remotely flirtatious to her. He says she's just his friend, and that's really the end of it. Um, there is a lot I want to say regarding it, so I'm going to get into it. Firstly, I'm going to play this. It's the initial part of the video where they apparently get him to say that he has no problem with hanging out with little kids.
Right now, my guy. He said he doesn't care that she's a child. And he's matching with her. What? Okay, that's a lie you go with. What's your intentions with her? Nothing. Alright. We're friends. Your voice is real shaky when I ask that.
Your voice is always like that, especially when me and Molten called you out for struggling for fighting two people.
That's it, Whiskey. You normally don't run when we spawn in, and then the moment you're with her, you run. So, none of the it's so nothing, like, dude, you literally just made yourself look bad. You're literally hanging around a whole ass child, you're a grown man. I just... Really? Yeah, really! Everybody heard what you just said, and well, Miwar's live right now.
I'm not live. Oh, I'm recording too, by the way. I recorded late.
Yeah, and Aaron's recording this. Like, dude, we literally just caught you. She's my friend. I've been hanging around. You just said you didn't care that she was a child!
So, I will say one thing real quick. This child in question was a part of the very crew that is, I guess, making these claims. Why is that relevant? Well, I look at it like this. They were doing the same thing. They were friends of a child. At one point, they aren't anymore from my understanding. They had a falling out. I don't know the full story there. But there's like 4 or 5 people, and it ends up being more. They bring more people in to talk to this guy. Just berating him. And why is that relevant? I'm sure is being asked right now. Well, if you've ever spoken to, for example, an ill-willed police officer, you would know this technique is sweating. Putting pressure on somebody in the attempt to get them to make a mistake, say something that they normally wouldn't say, or misphrase things, and then attack the misphrasing of things. Because he actually does go back and correct himself and say, well, I do have a, it's not that I don't have a problem with hanging out with kids, it's that it's not like that, and that's not how I meant that. Moving on from this, she says, and I quote, "Meanwhile, get the gang in here, get everybody in here," and they proceed to bring people in that say things like this.
Of me beating the fuck out of pedophiles, so if you want me to find you, I will. Yeah, you want to quiet him? Yo, you don't understand. I will fucking kill you. You think it's a joke? You know how easy it is for me to find out where you live? You want?
So, again, I don't know how we're portraying ourselves as arbiters of justice and what's right and wrong, but you're saying you're gonna fucking kill people without any evidence, because up until this point, no evidence, just saying it over and over again, and him saying he doesn't have a problem playing with her. That's it. Playing in sessions with her. That's all he said. That is my friend. I don't have a problem with hanging out with her. And you're saying you're gonna fucking kill him? That's pretty cool, I guess. But anyways, there's just a mishmash of a lot of insult hurling and not actually a lot of sense. I've been trying to make sense out of this for a few hours now. I've watched it over a few times, just so that's clear as well. And the next plant I want to make is right here.
Have fun. Hey, by the way, when my boy Trap comes in there, you're gonna have a nice talk with him. Fucking pedophile loser.
Oh my god.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm not even whiskey.
Dude, this is why I don't fuck with Davey. Like I don't get on his bad side. I will never try it. And I'm all about getting on people's bad side, like for shits and giggles. But Davey's the one person I won't fuck with.
Anyways, they spent about another minute and a half hyping up Davey, a grown man who also played with this kid, which really does make me want to just make the point of, is this kid 18? Yeah, but one, barely. Two, you were grown adults. Like, some of you in your 30s and 40s hanging out with this same 12-year-old, which is where my problem mostly is, that you're arguing something like that and saying he's weird for doing it, but you were doing it, and you're significantly older. And coming from an adult, I personally think it's a lot weirder for 30-year-olds to be calling a 12-year-old a bitch and to be crucifying a barely 18-year-old for simply talking to a minor. I want to take a second and also make this point that Wolf Nation, KYW, Unknown, Griefer Hierarchy, KYW, they all had or actively have children in their crews. So I just kind of think it's weird that we're passing so much judgment on one guy for hanging around kids when pretty much every popular crew throughout Red Dead's history has had teenagers and, yes, 12-year-olds in their crews, and those members hung out with those 12-year-olds. I find that kind of weird that this is suddenly an issue. But moving on, I want to address this statement.
Like, you said no, now you're saying yes. Like, you can't even make up your fucking mind, dude. Like, goddamn. Like,
Yes, he can. It's called recorrecting his statement. It's not called making up his mind. It's not failure to make up your mind. It's him going back and saying, well, that's not what I meant.
Pedo, you're hurt people. You don't try.
Oh, no shit. It's because you like
It's only hurting you because you know it's the truth.
That's inaccurate. It's hurting him because it's a very harsh accusation to make against a fucking kid. He's still a kid. He's barely a legal adult. And you have 10 full-grown adults in there calling him something horrendous and making accusations. And every time he tries to open his damn mouth, y'all want to scream at him and tell him, no, you are what I say you are. Your facts don't fit my narrative. Fuck you.
If you were to call me a pedophile right now, I'd take no offense because I don't like to fuck little kids.
I don't.
Okay, but I called y'all fucking buck-toothed and cross-eyed, and y'all wanted to scream at me and call me retarded. Like, you're really not gonna get mad at me when I called you a pedophile? Interesting.
Then why do you take an offense?
Alright, let me speak real quick. You're obviously pressed about something if you're screaming
Yeah, bing bong, the 10 people in the lobby.
insults, screaming vitriol. There's obviously something going
You're talking about screaming visceral, but in 10 seconds you're gonna say you're gonna cut this guy's throat. Cool.
on that we don't know. And I'm not saying, you know, probably there is fucking something, but we do know one fact, you're hanging out with a fucking minor. She's 12.
Okay, and your crew has minors in it.
And the other thing is, like,
I know that.
yeah, if you knew, then why? Why would you hang out as an adult? As an adult, why would you hang out with a 12-year-old, a minor, by yourself? That's weird. You should have somebody else with you.
See, I find this funny because they say you need to have somebody else with you, and later on they're gonna refute that and say it doesn't matter because pedophiles work in packs. Like, you can't say one thing and then be like, yes, but also no.
Someone older than me. But he had to get off.
Oh wait, so you're letting just
You're letting another person under the bus because you don't want to look like a pedophile. So probably both of y'all are.
Wait, so you
See right there, you don't want to look like a pedophile, so you're covering it up with somebody else. You probably both are. So they immediately, I thought it was later on, but they immediately refute their own statement and go, oh, well, you have to have somebody in the lobby with you, or otherwise you look like a pedophile. But also, if you have somebody in the lobby with you, you still look like a pedophile. It's just 2 pedophiles now.
call her your little sister, right, or whatever fuck you say, but you're letting
Now that is kind of sus. That's sus. Baka. I'm kidding.
a man that's probably near 40 years old around her?
That's what I'm saying.
You're all in your 30s and 40s, and you were around her. She was in Mountain Men, or whatever the fuck y'all's crew is called. She was in that crew. That is fact. There are screenshots of her being kicked out. I have them. You are 30 and 40-year-olds hanging out with the same 12-year-old.
You're just as worse. You're both responsible for that. You're the one that made fault here for even letting her hang out with the fucking 40-year-old man. It's your responsibility. That's your fucking little sister, apparently. You should watch out for her. But it's your fucking fault. Probably something worse could have fucking gone on.
Here, let me just bring somebody in that, has a kid and shit, and see how they
Mark that as 11 people coming in.
would react to this. I have Pawnee coming in.
Pawnee? Oh my god. Pawnee up on you.
I'll let y'all know right now, I had an interaction with a fucking pedophile when he started making moves towards my sister's kid. She was fucking 6. The fuck?
Fuck, I have a friend of mine who I knew
kindly to this shit, my nigga.
Fuck, I have a friend
You're
of mine
fucking pedophile. You're fucking disgusting.
Hold on,
Put
listen.
under the fucking railroad track.
Listen, I have a friend of mine who was fucked in the ass when I was in 6th grade.
Right, that's a little too far, my guy.
That's a little too far. Telling somebody to fucking murder themselves for doing something you have no evidence of. Are you fucking kidding me? See, the longer people watch this, the more visceral, use your own word, visceral you look. The more silly, the more stupid. That's a little far. Yeah, you don't think. But it's really going to be funny when you get to the part about cutting his mother's throat and shit. Yeah, that's not too far, because you didn't say anything then either.
Mom's ex-boyfriend fucked him in the ass.
You apologized, I'll give you that.
Well, this horse is fucking me walks horse.
You're gonna fuck me Walk's horse. That's pretty sus.
Really no excuse for hanging out with a child by yourself. And if you have one other
Neither did
adult
y'all.
with you, that's really not an excuse. You think that pedophiles don't work together to fucking groom little kids?
See, that's where I thought he said it. But he said it before that
Yeah,
too.
he's the next fucking, what's that dude's name, Arrow, that literally sucked his own dick?
Oh, Foggy Zebra?
Yeah, he's the next one.
And then
No one is that.
they say he's the next guy who sucks his own dick. I don't really understand that. That's just kind of weird. Telling a barely 18-year-old that he's gonna suck his own dick. Okay, buddy.
Everything was fucking cool,
Coming
bro.
in and
Why-
screaming,
why
I
the
love
fuck you
kids
not
like an
a
immature child.
Why
That's
you, why
epic.
you kicking it with this kid? Why you a chomo?
I mean, I probably
He
would
should've
have done
known
it too, to
we'd
be
on his
honest.
ass,
I
too.
can't
Did you
lie.
not realize that Mountain Clan is also pedo hunters?
We're fucking chomo killers. Pedo
I hope that you realizing how disgusting you're being.
And I denied it. Because I do not be friendly with 12-year-olds. Exactly. Like, I'll be cordial with her, I'll be respectful. She tried to talk to me in a good way, and I denied it because I am fucking 28 years old. I'm not talking to a 12-year-old.
Okay, but you
tried that
guys
with me, and I
had her
denied
in your crew. Either way, people were
You
talking
must
to her.
understand, but why can't you understand? You can't get it through your fucking thick-ass head.
Exactly.
You sound like you have a thick-ass head. I'm just gonna be honest. You sound like you have a nasal issue. Go get some Claritin, bro.
Oh. You can't fucking comprehend it.
Here's Cole.
The fact that you're hanging out with a fucking minor, and you're a grown-ass man, you should know.
You had her in your crew. You hung out with her. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you work a job. You probably have a girlfriend,
look,
probably
she's
a
over
wife,
here right
probably even a fucking kid.
Hey, she's over here right now.
You should fucking know better.
Here's Cole. Let's not search.
Cisco, why are you saying all of us called you a bitch? Because y'all did.
No, we didn't.
There's actually a screenshot of you guys calling her a bitch. While I don't have it on hand, I've been shown it. I'll be happy to add it in any form that you guys would like.
No, not all of us fucking called you a bitch. If you want me to call you a bitch.
See, there she goes. She says, not all of us, and then immediately she goes, if you want me to call you a bitch, I'll call you a bitch. That's fucking epic. That's based as hell. Calling little kids bitches? Hell yeah.
I'll say it to your face right now. You're a fucking bitch.
See? There you go. Bitch counter in the corner. It'll be there. Trust me.
All of y'all. I only said whoever
Hold on, it's like he says all of us. You don't say all of us.
Yeah,
None of you guys
yeah,
say
your boy
story
Whiskey
straight.
behind me would have.
Oh no! You guys are all gonna gang up on a little kid and come in here and defend that same little kid. Oh my god.
You said it was all of us.
This is what I don't get about some crews. One person will say one thing, the other person will say another. Like, no one can keep their story straight.
For real.
Well, when you're screaming somebody down and putting pressure on them when they're basically still a teenager, yeah, they're gonna be frantic, be anxious, and say a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. When I talked to him, I was talking to him in a calm manner, and he didn't make a lick of sense. He was stressed out, he was almost crying, and he was just trying to get across the point, please don't hate me, I didn't do anything wrong, why are they doing this? And I don't even fucking know the guy. I've met him once, when this happened, when I was informed about this. And he was not really functionable then either. I mean, you can't have 11 people, 11 grown adults screaming down a teenager and expect them to react in any sort of way other than frantic. Here, we found it.
I'm going to hang you. I'm actually gonna slit your throat and hang you and watch you bleed out and cry for your fucking mom, and then I'm gonna kill your mom too because she raised a pedophile.
That's fucking based. Good on you for threatening to kill somebody's mother. That's a real good look for you, Mountain Man. Truthfully, I could talk about this for a lot longer, but I think I've kind of, hit the nail on the head, so to speak. Generally, just gonna kind of as a summary, you're threatening to kill somebody, you're threatening to dox people. At some point you say you have somebody's IP in there, talking about fucking horses, talking about sucking dicks. You're just all over the place. I don't know what to make of it other than you don't look good for this. If you think you do, that's silly. When Arrow said, yeah, we talked a little bit of shit, just so you know, just going in, I thought it was like, hey, fuck you, pedophile. And I could understand that. But this is... You're talking about him screaming visceral. He's crying and saying, leave me alone. You're spewing visceral. So again, what's my stance on this? I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I do think the relationship could be considered weird from an outside standpoint. Coming from somebody who just found out about the situation and just got into looking into it and everything, and got all the evidence from both sides. I mean, this video is me referencing their side of things, and I'm pulling in context, but I don't think he's doing anything wrong. He's not really about anything other than playing with his friends and being left alone, and that's it. Why is that so hard for you guys? Is it because you want to start issues? If you want to start issues, then just start issues. But I have to be real for a minute. When you throw pedophilia around as a brazen accusation, that hurts people who actually have been victimized, who have had pedophiles do awful things to them, groom them, manipulate them. And it devalues that accusation when everybody in this fucking community wants to call each other a pedophile. Wolf Nation used to call fucking unknown pedophiles. Vice versa. KYW calls literally anybody a pedophile. Like, y'all make it like a joke. Nobody takes it seriously. I mean, some of you have rules in your Discord that are pedophile, and then like a fucking monkey emoji. Like, how do you expect anybody to take this serious? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe y'all are just fucking crazy.